Alright, how's it going? Welcome to Gamedev stream number 7. If you're new to the stream, make sure you wishlist Gridle. This is the game that I'll be working on for the entire stream, pretty much. And the game I've been working on for all the past streams. Today the focus that we're doing is to add juice to the minigames that we worked on. If you don't really know what juice is, it's kind of a term in game design. Give an example here. We did the basics yesterday for this mining minigame, where we can mine ores and whatnot. But let's be real, this is boring. Like, we just mine, we'll deal some damage, and do some animation. Boo. That's pretty much it. That's all we're doing. Like, there's no additional feedback, and that's pretty much the best way I would describe juice in game design. Just additional feedback on top of the fundamentals that you need to make the game work. So it could be everything from adding particles, adding sound, obviously. It's probably the first thing that comes to mind. As well as playing some animations and whatnot. So that's the entire focus that we'll be doing for this stream. So I've written down a lot of points that I'd like to get going. So the first thing is the rocks, obviously. Or the ores, I guess. When we mine them, nothing happens. Except, obviously, the fact that we get them in our backpack. So I have a few ideas. We want to make them shake when you mine them, like sort of rumble a bit, I guess. Want to play some particles when you hit a rock. Sound effects, obviously, when you hit it. Another sound effect when you break a rock. And then I think we want to do some additional particle for when you break the rock on top of the one when you just damage it. Right. So I guess we'll start with the shaking of the rock. Going to our minigames. Platformer. No, not platformer. Minigames, mining, or object. Here. Now, how would we want to animate the shaking? Let's see here. The best way would be to do it. I guess we could just animate it a bit. Let's see how that looks. Go to Sapphire. Shake. Or I guess we could do this better with a package called Lean Tween. Yes, I think that's much better, as a matter of fact. So let's get this. I think it's under Unity Registry. Lean. No results. Okay. So let's do my assets. Here. Come on, please. Lean Tween import. So this is a package that pretty much allows you to, I guess, sort of interpolate, do animations that just interpolate. So you can interpolate between rotations, You can do interpolation animations between positions. You can have different types of like speeds in between them. Instead of having a constant speed, you can have some sort of cosine speed, for example. So the animation is really slow at the start. It's fast towards the middle, and then it slows down again. So if we just use this package, then we can easily randomly animate, like shaking and whatnot. So let's go into our OR object. I think we want to define a, let's see here, public lean queen type, called animation type, I guess. We'll define a new function, private void, randomly shake. Right. I guess we'll need... Let's see if we can do this with a loop. Or no. Because obviously we want to add some delay, right? Hold on, I think... Honestly, oops. My bad. I think the best way to do this would just be to honestly copy the code that I have for Tournamine. I have a similar code snippet there. So let's see here. Object scripts here. Or object. So this is the one I have for Tournamine. And here we have... yeah, right, because I added a bunch of set on complete. So that kind of allows me to stack animations on top of each other. So I think we'll just... We can just try extracting this. We need a reference. We have an ease type. That's our animation type, basically. And we need a reference to the sprite. Sure. Let's sprite renderer. We'll set that to our own component. There. Is that it? I think so. And then we'll just call randomly shake in our damage method only if we're not calling the destroy function, pretty much. Because there's obviously no point in shaking it if we're just destroying it. Yeah. Kind of hard to see because it's hard to hit the ones that are in there, but let's do this one. So it is slightly shaking. It's really not much, honestly. I think we might want to do some more. Oh wait, we don't even have an ease type set. It's weird. So let's do ease in out bounds. I think that will look fine. Let's see. Yeah. It's really hard to see though. Randomly shake. Shake. Let's define our own field for that. Shake amount. And we'll do 1 as a default value. Oh wait, we're doing here times 10. So that should be our shake amount then. Because I wasn't really happy with how little it was shaking. Let's try 25. It should be a lot. It might be that it's colliding with the rest of the world, pretty much. Yeah. Now what happens if we stand on top of a block? Yeah, we get kind of pushed away. Which is why I had the sprite renderer be a separate object in Eternal Mine. Yeah, so I think we'll do that. We'll extract our sprite renderer to here. Paste component as new. And we'll do the same for these. Remove their sprite renderers. There we go. And now, of course, we need a reference to the sprite render, because it's no longer on the same game object that we have the script on. No? What? Oh, there we go. Huh. All right, we gotta remove this line too when we try to get the component. Yeah. Perfect. So now we have at least a little bit of feedback when we're hitting the rocks. Like you can see which rock you're mining at the very least. So that's great. So we got the rocks shaking now that we mined them. Now I think let's see if we can make some sort of particle play when we hit the rock. So I'll have a little testing rock here. I will create a, let's see, where do we have it? Effects, particle system, here. So there's a lot of things we gotta change here, obviously, because this is not what we want. Let's set the duration to 1, not set it to looping. I think we want to have this be affected by gravity, so we set gravity modifier to 1 maybe. 0.5. Yeah, let's try that. We'll drag down the duration even more. The shape we have to fix, because we do not want it to shoot out in all directions. How can we define this? No. No, not there either. I've always found the shape in the Unity particle system to be really odd. Like I don't get it at all. Donut box. What if we do donut? Yes, that's better. So we do 180-degree arc. There it should only... Oh no, now it's shooting from that point. What if we do that? Oh wait, the shape is just the source, I think, from where we spawn. So the box is probably the best. Yeah. And then we will do... Start... Wait, no. The box is also like the direction. Huh. Let's do looping so we can just see. Yeah. Maybe that's fine, actually. So let's do a texture sheet animation. Set it to a sprite. And we'll try just setting it to this for now, like the actual sprite that we're mining. Start size, we want to drag down to like 0.25. Maybe, yeah. We'll have to do a rotation over lifetime, I think. Like, sort of gives us this little like tilt, which is really nice. We'll give it, set it to be a random between like negative 90 degrees and 90 degrees. There. I kind of wanted to... Hold up, what's this spread value do? The arc I'm trying to mess around with. I think arc is on the z-axis, so we shouldn't change that for a 2D particle system. We have the angle. Now, of course, there's lots of particles that are shooting into the ground. Hmm. 0.5. Why did it stop? Oh, there. Cone. What can we do other than cone then? Hemisphere. I think that's better, right? And of course we have to get the scale down a bit. We have the starting speed. I think that's the, yeah, that's the problem. We'll randomize this between 2 and 4 maybe. Now let's see how it looks without the looping. Want some more rate over time, I think, like more particles. Yeah. And let's scale them down even further. We'll do color over lifetime. That way they will fade out over their lifetime. And they have a start lifetime of 5, so we'll get that down to 1, I think. Maybe even less, 0.75 seconds. Double the rate over time. Yeah. I think that's better. It's something to... like, it's a good foundation, at least, I guess. Right, so we have our particle system. Now, let's see, do we have play on start? No. Where would that be? Should be here. Play on wake, there. So it doesn't play when we start the game. So we'll give it this particle system, right? Guess we'll just try... I'll just manually change these for now. There we go. So we'll give them a reference to this now. Particle system. Shop particles. I think we just do that. Chop particles apply. Nope. Oh, we haven't assigned them, of course. There. Yeah. So that is some form of particles at least. I think we want to give them more gravity. Start. Where is it? Gravity modifier. 0.1 or 1. Yeah. I think 1 is better. Oh, and we have them to use 3D physics. I'm not sure what that changes actually, setting it to 2D, but we will try. Oh, maybe that makes them actually collide with the ground. No. Doesn't. Maybe we want to give them more lifetime actually. We'll do 1 second instead of 0.75. There we go. Right. So that's the particles done, pretty much. Now let's see. Regarding audio. I know I have a... I do have a so-called import project where I just import a bunch of audio assets and all of that. That way I won't need to bloat my actual projects with like tons of files that I don't use. So let me check here. We have the SFX bundle that I've bought. Now let's see. Let me just do this so I can show what I'm looking at actually. There we go. So there's lots of like packages. So we want some sound for breaking rock. Where could that be? Impacts and sweeps, maybe? Impact. No. Maybe these. These could be really loud, so turn down. Or actually, let me mute the desktop audio. Yeah, they are super loud. I just turned it down. Okay, so that's not at all what we want. I think these are just... Yeah, these are just like over the top impact sounds. Right, so that's not what we want. Medieval fight sounds. These might actually have some like impact on rock and stuff. So a bunch of swords, bows, shield bash. How does this sound? No. Shield block. No, these are not in the style either. Not really. Shield impacts another shield. I mean, it's a little bit close. I kind of want like the high pitched sound, but also some low pitch, like doom. It doesn't seem like there would be anything like that here. Let's try to test some other ones. No. No. So they're not here either. Battlefield sounds. No, I don't think that either. These are just ambient sounds, it seems. Like forest, battlefield at night. Yeah, it's just ambient sound. Fight sounds, maybe. Punch impact. No. Footsteps. These might actually contain something. So let's do... Let's check out the stone footsteps. No. Like, they're not impactful enough. Concrete. Nope. Metal. Oh, not really there either. Wood. Nope. It's gonna be difficult to find. Metal, mud, sand, snow. Ice? How does that sound? No. Oh. Actually, these could be good for when we actually break the rock. Maybe, yeah. That could work. So let's keep looking. What about... No, that was monster. I thought it said modern. It's modern UI, okay. Survival sound kit here. If there's not any, like, rock breaking here, then it's not gonna be anywhere else. Car... Chopping wood here, come on. Closing zipper... Coins, crafting... Crafting wooden item... Digging. There's gotta be, like, a mining. Here, mining. Oh, there's so many. Yes. Great. These are perfect. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. So let's get it in there. Assets, audio, for impact. Let's add a minigames folder. So that's a mining sound we have. Now we want a sound when we actually break the rock. Let's see. Pick lock. Sawing wood. Stone impact here, maybe. Yes, these are great. I think we'll try that one. That was like the shortest one. Stone impact. What else do we have here? This is a good one. We have wood break. How does that sound? Oh god, that was loud. Okay, that was it. Welding item, how does that sound? Welding. Oh, just... Okay. Right. So for starters, I guess we will do a audio controller for the mining minigame. Mining sound player. So we'll do. This will inherit a normal sound player. We'll add public audio source, mine sound, or struck sound, and or broke sound. Make this into a singleton class. Or it's not really a singleton, we'll just set a static reference to this. Instance equals this, because that way we can actually play the sounds from anywhere. Or struck or damaged. I will do play a sound or struck sound. This is a method that we get from the sound player. Oh no, not audio source. Audio clip, of course. And we'll do public void or broke. There we go. So all we'll need to do now. Oh, we already have the sound player. Platform is sound player. That's no good. Why did we have that? Oh, right. We have this. No. The open chest sound. That's no good. That's like sound we play from the actual opening panel. So I gotta rewrite that. Because that should not be dependent on... That is super annoying. So there's some rewrites we gotta make with the sound player. Let's see if we can do this. Public static sound player instance. Can we do that? Seems like it. And then... So what if we give this... What if we do that, instance equals this, then the instance will be Or can we just do this? Can we define an awake in here? Yes. Okay. Here we'll do, I guess, instance equals this. Try doing base awake. So in our reward panel, we'll give it public audio clip opened sound. So in our claim rewards, instead of platformer sound player, we'll do just sound player instance dot play sound and our sound. Hopefully that works. So we'll add mining sound player, remove the platformer sound player component. We'll give it all the pitches. I have different sources because they're like different notes with different pitches. So every time I play a sound, I randomize. I get one of these random audio sources and play it on them. That's how we get. That's how all the sounds get kind of randomized when you do them, like in the game. Even when I just click Or not the upgrade one. Let's break the click veil. As you can hear when I click, it gets like different notes pretty much. Right. So we got the sound player or struck sound is what we want. What was that? It was like stone, mining, and stone impact. There. So hopefully we can now do mining sound player dot instance or no, or damaged. Hopefully. Yeah. Working. And of course we're not doing anything on the last hit because we're going to do different logic there. Like different animations or different particles and different sounds. But yeah. It's working. Alright, so hopefully, fingers crossed, the audio still works here. No, it does not. That's unfortunate. Wait, what is this? Game sound player instance. Huh. Right. Yeah. So, right, how do we do this the best way? So we have our instance in our sound player, right? What if instead we define a function, do a public static sound player, and we call it get instance. Can we do static abstract? We can't because this is not an abstract class. What if we make it an abstract class? Still no. A static member cannot be marked as abstract. So how do we do a singleton for like when we have different child objects? Oh wait, it's just a problem that is abstract. We'll just do virtual then. Public static virtual get instance. No, can that not? Static member cannot be marked as virtual. God damn it. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because it does make sense, because virtual means you're going to override it in another class, in a child class. And static says that this belongs to this class. Pretty much. So they kind of go against each other, I guess. But basically what I'm trying to do is I want to be able to access the sound player. Just the sound player, I guess. But I would also like to be able to check which child object of the sound player is currently active. So would we need to... I mean, I guess we can just do public static sound player base instance. We could just do that. And then in our awake, in our detected void awake, we do base instance equals this. I guess that works. Now we should be able to do sound player.instance still. No, wait, sorry, base instance then. Let's see. I'll make that jump. Okay, let's see. Still no sound. Why? It's still this. Hi, is it here to member sound player? Oh, we don't even need, we just gotta do sound player dot base instance here. Same with this, same with this. There. But that's not the issue with our audio. I don't think. Let's see. We have our reward pop-up. And here we're doing sound player dot base instance dot play sound open sound. That should work, right? Oh wait. No, that should work. We don't have the audio clip. Of course. Of course, that's why. So which one is it? Is it this? Nope. Drink potion. This is one of these. I think we'll do that one. No, wait. Here. There we go. Now in all of our sound players, we're going to need to do base dot awake. Rebirth, platformer sound player. Oops. And in the main game, sound player. And while we're at it, let's go and fix. We'll make the reward panel a prefab, I think. Because that way we just have to change it in one scene, and it'll be changed in all the others. Save. So in here, we'll just drag the reward panel in. Reward panel. And then there's somewhere we need here a reference to it. There we go. So let's test now that the platformer works, first of all. The platformer reward panel. Do we still have audio? That's the question. See if we can access the skeleton. Yes, so we do have audio. There we go. and we have audio when we get the items. That's perfect. So now let's make sure the audio works in the mining minigame. Also, let's play the break sound now. Or broke. Actually, I think we should play both of these sounds. Play the ore damage, because that's kind of that sound is more so the pickaxe hitting the rock, and it still hits the rock obviously on the last hit. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it's working. So now we have sound effects when you strike a rock, sound effects when you break a rock. Now, particles when you break a rock, of course, is what we want. I'm still not sure how to do that in the best way, honestly. Like, we could, of course, slice up the sprite if we wanted. Let me show real quick how I mean. Like, say we have a clone of the sapphire. And we could... Let me make this the same size as the stream. Sorry about that. There. We could obviously slice this up like in an 8x8 grid, sort of like this. And then when we break it, we just make it into 4 separate particles that fly in different directions. We could go even further and do like this, 4x4. So that's 16 particles. I think that could work, honestly. Yeah. What about 2x2? That's a bit overkill, I think. 4x4 is probably fine. Let's see if I can figure that out, how to do it. Because I've never done something like that before. So we'll do a particle system, texture sheet animation, and we'll do a grid. Yes. Whole sheet. I should be able to take a reference to a sprite sheet, right? Maybe. Oh. And now we got one. Cool. What if we give it different ones? Start frame. Random between 2 constants. That's right, so that's not gonna work, obviously. Because it's not aligned. It's not going to align them. Let's see here. I mean, I guess we could do it with the shader. But it's been so long since I did any shader code. Yeah, it's probably easiest to do it with a shader. Let's see. Ahoy. Hello, Richard. How's it going? Are there any like shader graphs built in? Here, shader. Unlit shader. Yeah, I think I'll leave. I think I won't do that now. Because I haven't done... Like, most of the shader stuff I've done in Unity shader graphs has been 3D. I think I'll wait with the 2D shader. Right, so... Let's do the sound effect then, when we jump. And for starters, let's extract the chop particles, so we always play them. Regardless. There we go. Of course, there is a slight problem where, since the particle is a child of the ore object, it gets removed immediately when we destroy the object. Right, so let's add sound effects for jumping. Maybe the survival sound kit has that. Footsteps, maybe here. Concrete. What was that? Maybe this works. It's really low. You can barely hear it. Footsteps dirt, footsteps grass, mud, snow, wood. Is that it? There's no rock? No. Body fall. Okay, that's not what we want. I guess we'll do one of the concrete footsteps. That was like the closest one to the thing that we want. But like, it's super silent. So let's do this one for just a footstep. Or I guess we'll just call it as it is. And then we'll do this for the jump, I think. So we'll go into our player movement. We'll add a reference to like audio clip, footstep sound, and jump sound. So in our jump, we'll do... We'll check if we're grounded. Then we'll do jump. and we'll play the jump sound. So we'll do sound player dot base instance, play sound, jump sound. Right. So it should be jump sound setup. Yeah. Let me pause the music for a second so we can hear it. Yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah. That's good. See how we can play the footstep sound better every few seconds. Let's see if we'll do a private float timer. We'll do a public float time between footsteps. And in our fixed update, I think. Let's see. So we'll need to do timer plus equals time fixed delta time. And in here, I guess we'll check if the timer is greater than or equals to time between our footsteps. We'll subtract the time between our footsteps from the timer, and we'll play the sound. Footstep sound. Let's pause the music again. See if we can hear it. Oh. What? It's playing way too much. Oh wait, it's because we didn't set the values, obviously. Time between footsteps, 0. Yeah. Let's do 0.2. See how that works. It's playing even though we're not moving. Why is that? All right. We have to do, if this holds true, like if we're actually moving in a direction, then and only then will we actually play a sound. Because that check was for various different states, pretty much. I guess let's also check if we're moving in a direction and we're grounded, so we don't do any footstep sounds when we're in the air. Oh. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Wait, we should not reduce. The timer we should set the timer to 0, I think. That's why we got those weird like where it spammed the footstep sounds. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right. So that's sound effect for movement. Now I think I would like to add some particle for the ores, like some static particle effect. Let me show what I mean. Let's create another particle system. Like this is sort of already what I want, but not really, of course. So what if we do a start speed of 0, right? We set this should be looping. We'll reduce the start size by quite a bit, 0.2 maybe. 0.25 will do. Reduce the emission, maybe 7.5. We'll do color of lifetime. We'll once again set it to fade out. And we'll set the color to like the color of the ore, I guess. And I think we should set the initial alpha should be like 175. It should never be fully non-transparent or fully opaque. Something like this. Let's see how that looks in game. It doesn't look at all because it's not playing the particle there. Okay, that's not great. Is that rendering over? Yeah, it is. Okay. we're getting there. Definitely getting closer to what I imagined. Let's do this. Let's have it take on another green shade of green. Yeah, something like this. Yes, that's what I imagined. A bit of noise. How does that look? I think that's pretty cool. With a bit of noise. Is there no way to do HDR colors in here? No. Seemingly not. But yeah. Let's no, what? There. There we go. Right. We have these weird white lines again. I really have to pack the sprite atlas every time? No. Should be solving it already. What? It's weird. There, I think it's fixed. Yeah. That's weird. Right. So the next thing I wanted to do is add some additional particles for the chest. When we open a chest, like to place some additional particles there. So let's see if we can create some particle system that works for UI. Effects, particle system. I can't really remember how this works for UI. Yeah, it's not displaying. Right, I need to look into that further, I think. Because there is some stuff you gotta mess around with to display particle systems in UI layers. So after that, the next thing I had was add impact frames for the platformer minigame. I guess we should do the sounds first too. Here, we should have our let's see. Here, platformer movement. So let's add this. There, and then we should get some audio now. Yeah. Now some audio for the movement, which is great. So I want impact frames when I hit an enemy and they've already taken like tons of damage. So a hit that would like send them launching or send them flying. So that hit, for example. Like that one, we should probably do an impact frame and yeah, etc, etc. So let's add something for that. Impact frame manager. And here we'll do a public void do impact frame. We'll specify how many seconds, time, do float, slow down, and how much time we should do it for. Right. I guess we would have to make this an enumerator. We'll do time dot timescale equals slowdown, yield return wait for seconds real time, which means we won't care about the timescale. And then we'll do timescale equals 1. What is that? Yield return new, of course. There we go. So we'll do in our platformer fighter, give a reference to the impact frame manager. So I guess here we'll check if enemy health dot. We can't access the health, so we'll need to do a get damage, I guess. Public float get damage. Return damage. If enemy health dot get damage is greater than let's do 20. Then we do impact frame. I think we'll slow it down to like 10% speed for 0.1 seconds. Let's try that and see how that looks. I guess actually let's define those properties in here. So we'll do public float, slow down, and time. So that will be our sort of like our default values. We'll set this to private. No, we'll do public still. But then we'll define another function with that looks sort of the same, but it has a different signature, meaning we remove these parentheses or parameters. And then we just public void. And we'll do start coroutine, do impact frame with our slowdown and our time. There. So then we can sort of experiment with this in real time. And in our platformer fighter, we'll just call the impact frame. So we'll add our impact frame manager, slowdown 0.1, time 0.1. I guess we'll set these to default values in the script as well. There. Now, fingers crossed, we should get some form of impact frames. Once we have damaged the enemy enough. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting. I can't tell if it's a lag or if it's impact frame, but yeah, it is. It is definitely doing it. I just realized now that we also have the same issue in the mining as in the mining minigame, where we do the hit before the animation is at like the point of the actual strike. So that's what makes it so. Even though it looks like he's hitting the enemy, he's not. Because we call it immediately when I click, which is immediately when the animation starts playing. So I think we'll add some delay to that. We'll do in our platformer fighter. We'll call character.animator.setTrigger. So I guess we'll do that as soon as we click. And then we invoke the attack after, I think, 0.25 is pretty accurate. Let's see. Let's look at the animation. We have the platformer attack. 0.1. So after 0.1 seconds. Because obviously this is when we want to do the actual hit logic. If that makes sense. Before we were doing it here. Like immediately. Even before we had this animation. So this is the point when we want to play it. Let's see if we get more accurate results now. Or if it feels more like accurate. Come on, dude. Jump! Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, I really like that. That feels much better. Obviously, we need some more indication for the impact frame, because right now it just feels like the game is lagging. So how does other games do it? Let's see. There's a thread on the game design subreddit. Let's see what they say at impact, but some. Let's see how someone else did it. All right, we gotta play some animation and whatnot. I think that's the best way to do it. I think I have some package with tons of animations or like particles. Let's see how they look. Sprite effects here. Let's check out the demo scene. Here. I guess it would be this one if we do one of these, but there's lots of others, I think. Pixel sprite effect. Here, let's see here. Hello? Nothing? No, that's not it. That's weird that we can't see them. But let's look at the... This is the prefabs. We could check. There's different colors. Blue, green, normal. Let's check that one. Here we've got some good stuff, I think. There's a good one. I really want one that's just quick and snappy. This could be good if we like speed it up. We like double the speed. So how did these work? Is a texture sheet animation, I guess, yeah. That's a good one too. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's use that one, actually. So let's go back to my scene. Minigame. It's not. Oh, it's really tiny. Right. So we'll do impact effect. We'll call it. We'll set it to not looping and see how much that plays. For let's play 4 times. That's not what we want. So we'll set duration to 2, 1. Yeah. What about 1.5? 1. Yeah. And of course, it's like starting too late. Here, this is the one that we're using, I guess. Start frame. Let's try 4. That's not what's causing it, it seems. Whole sheet. He's adding a full second. Wait, what if we do that? No. Start delay. We add -1 start delay. Does that work? No, it's still... Huh. I don't get it. Code modifier. Huh. Frame over time. Time mode. So this is the material. Let me open this up in Sprite. Yeah, like this is the first sprite. You shouldn't be adding the blank stuff. Oh. Wait. Increasing that kind of fixed it, right? Oh, there we go. I just upped the rate over time, and for some reason that solved it. So let's do 20. Let's divide this by 2. Yeah. Okay. I mean, sure. It works. So let's add a stop action as destroy. And then we'll make this into our own prefab, pretty much. Minigames. Platformer. Impact effect. Center it. There we go. Someone add a reference to this as well. I guess, I guess we could add that to the impact frame manager. So we'll add a position where the impact actually happens. So we'll give this public game object, impact particle. And we'll do instantiate impact particle at the impact. What do we? It was just position. And quaternion identity, which just means no rotation. So here we'll just pass the hit dot. Can we do position? No. So hit dot. What do we have? Oh, it's just a collider, right? So what if we do the average transform dot position plus hit dot game dot transform position? We sum those two and divide it by 2. So basically we always get the average position between us and the enemy that we hit. Ooh, add the prefab. Now let's see. Okay. Not great, obviously. There's things that we gotta fix. I think we should be a bit more biased towards the enemy. Honestly, probably just do it at the enemy's position. I think that's fine. Also, while we're at it, let's get him down here. There we go. Right, there was also the issue that this was rendering behind our player. That should be fairly easy to fix. Do order in layer. Still behind him. There we go. Apply all. Let's see. Oh. For some reason, he really refuses to jump. Even though he should be doing it. Yeah. I think that's... Probably want to make it a little bit larger. Is this scaling? Barely. Doesn't seem to be. Is it here? It's really odd. Like it's not actually scaling. Oh, now it is. What? Okay. Oh, it is. It's just barely noticeable. Wait, what? Excuse me? It's like scaling to my screen size. That's super weird. Let's do 3 by 3. Let's try that out. There we go. Oh. Yeah, this feels actually pretty good. There we go. We got him. Honestly, I just want to mess around with this even more. This was super fun. Making the combat feel as good as possible. But before I do that, let me just run to the bathroom real quick. I'll leave my party grinding while I do that. Yes, they should not. Let's not have them auto progress. Alright, so I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Alright. Let's do some more impact. So we got the minigame platformer. So we're pausing the time and we're playing an animation. I think maybe we want to... Oh, it actually feels so good to fight enemies. No! My buddy. Alright, he's gone. Maybe I should add a few more just to test that out as well. Let's add a few more enemies. There we go. I think also we should up the threshold a bit. We should, let's see. Platform fighter, if the damage is more than... Let's do 30. Let's do 50% more damage. there we go. No! Come on, die. Can you stop? Go out. Get out of the map, dude. It's ridiculous. Come on. You just won't die. Oh, that's another guy. Goodbye. There we go. Right. So what I was saying is I think we want to play another sound effect when we hit the enemy. Or when the impact frame. Let's see, what are we calling the hit sound? It's Game Punch 1. Let's search that here. Game Punch, and where? Open file location. Here. So that's under just fight sounds, yeah. Different game punch sounds. Punch impact, maybe? Yeah. I think something like this. Let me turn down the volume a bit. I think this one is good. Punch impact. So we'll do hit impact sound. Hit with impact. There we go. So in our what did we call it? Platformer fighter. We'll then also call in here, I guess. We'll call that, or no, actually let's I guess let's also add that hit impact sound. Let's also add that in our impact manager. Public audio clip impact sound, and we'll do sound player dot base instance play sound hit impact sound. There. There we go. Oh. We got him. Oh, and we died as well. All right, that one's a bit tricky. I just realized. Is it possible to get all the way back? Oh. I mean, yeah, by dying. Great. So that's pretty much the impact done as well. Yeah, oh, this is so satisfying actually. Of course we want to fix the enemies so they don't just jump off the edges. Like that. They need some smarter pathfinding, of course. Or just some smarter AI logic. Yeah. Case in point. Hello? This is great. Ah, it's so awesome. Come on, please, dude, jump. Why is he not jumping? I don't get that. We have the platformer fighter, right? No, platformer enemy here. What about enemy health? That just derives from platformer health, which is a mono behavior. Okay. We have our check jump function that we call. While true, check every seconds. We do an overlap box at the attack point. For each collider that we hit, if it equals to, if the layer is equal to 0, meaning it's the default layer, then we jump. That's it. Could the issue be that we platformer movement? Let's check here. Check ground. Are we calling the base.start? Yes, we are. Let's expose this field real quick, so we can just check if that is the problem, that the grounded field is set to false. It's either that's the problem or that they're just not checking the jump. Let's see. Grounded is true, so he should be jumping at this point. And this is the attack point. It should be doing an overlap box here. Oh wait, I think I know what the issue is. It's nothing with the code. It could be that this is the collider here is hollow. We might need to do, how do we fix that? Outlines, polygons. Yes! Oh, it's so satisfying when it's such an easy fix. Yeah, that was the problem. It's that, yeah. So basically the collider was just a hollow shell, pretty much. Now it works, I think. None of them should get like soft locked. Yeah, they get out of it eventually. Let's see, 2-on-1, come on. Oh! I am not changing that. I'm keeping that in the game. This is actually so fun. I might want to make an entire like standalone game out of this. I love this so much. Yeah. So that's all we gotta change to the polygons. There we go. And let's make this protected again, the grounded field. Right, so that's impact frames done, pretty much. Now there's a few things that I have written down, a few additional things. Like adding some info, but there was nothing that was actually related to the juice of these games. Just some bug fixes and whatnot. So I think if there's one more thing we want to do, it's play some feedback when an enemy is defeated here. Because it's right now just the number just goes up here. There's nothing else that happens. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so of course we're gonna play some sort of audio. And maybe do some particle effect as well. So let's open up my import project once again. Let's see here. There. Right. So fighting sounds. Maybe. There was a monsters thing, right? Monster sound. Do we have like skeletons? Let's see. Let's search skeleton. No, nothing. What about in the entire folder? Skeleton. Please. No, nothing. What about bone? Zombie bone. What? Okay. Sure. Let's see how that sounds. What? No, I don't like that. Human waterland, dragon landing, human waterland. No. More zombie. Here I have some fall sounds. Let's pause the music real quick. No, none of these are good. I guess we could just play like the another impact sound. What was they called? Punch impact. We'll search. Punch impact. And that was found under here. We'll do that one. So the fifth one. Platformer enemy. We'll do enemy help, I guess. Public audio clip. That sound. I guess we'll add this to our platformer controller. So we'll call it both when the player dies and the enemy dies. Yes. Do public audio clip. That's the sound. Defeated enemy. Here we'll call sound player base instance. Play best sound. And we'll do the same when the player dies. There. Let's see how that turns out. There we go. Yeah. And then when we die, it's the same. Great. I think honestly we'll leave it there. Pretty happy with what we did now. So now we have we've added some basic juice to the mining game. Now it feels actually much better to move around and mine. Come on. Yeah. So we've done this, and then we added movement audio for the platformer, as well as my beloved impact frames. That makes this already like 10 times, feels 10 times better. It's so great. But yeah, I think I'll honestly leave it at this point. Pretty happy with what we did today, even though it may not feel or look like much progress. Like adding juice to games is super important. Yeah. So probably offline I will do some additional like minor tweaks. I'll do some bug fixes and add a little bit of additional juice to like the particles, or not the particles, the UI when you like claim chess and whatnot. I'll look into how I did particles in the UI, because that's a different beast to tame. But yeah, pretty happy with this. So yeah, I'll leave it at this point. If you watched it all the way through, thank you very much. If you're new, make sure to wishlist Gridle on Steam. This is the game I've been working on for the entire stream. And what we've been doing is not the main game. These are actually just mini games that you'll unlock like halfway through the base game. Right, so once again, thanks for watching. Make sure to either subscribe or follow, depending on if you're on Twitch or YouTube watching this. And hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow.